does any other autistic person have no idea what to eat? Firstly, there's so many food options, I can't work out what to eat and what to make of the ingredients I have. And the textures, I don't know what things are going to taste like when they're, being eaten. It's because of this, I just end up eating the same few meals all the time. For breakfast, I'll eat the same thing for breakfast for about 3 months straight, and then I might change it to a different option and rotate between 2 options. Don't even get me started on lunch. I hate lunch foods. I don't really like sandwiches. I don't like lunch boxes. I just never know what to eat for lunch. It's a travesty. Dinner is my favourite meal of the day, but I rotate between about 5 options max, and I get bored of them. So when I'm bored of them, I still don't know what to eat. And if I can't find ingredients for a certain meal, then what do I eat? Don't even get me started on when you open up the fridge or the cupboard and you know exactly what you're going to have, and boom, it's not there. Now what do I do?
Last night I dreamed I was a bottle of ketchup and you were mustard. Which is weird because usually you're mayonnaise in my dreams. Why do you suppose that is?
Kind of like a workshop.
It's kind of like a workshop.
Can I make a suggestion? Kobe, you put 3 and then hand it to Kaylin.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you.
Don't forget it.
We are not forgetting.
I like remember.
We do remember.
And don't forget.
I'm not forgetting, I promise.
Kobe, it looks like that's hard for Kaylin.
Took a while.
She might need help.
When you're the
Wait,
best. When you're best friends.
I twisted it and I tied it on. Not going very well.
And you figure out. I get it. Oh, it's drizzling.
It is drizzling outside. You're
Oh
right.
no, it's drizzling.
Oh no, it's drizzling.
Okay.
Here's what my support team for autism currently looks like, because it changes a lot. Putting together a support team can be incredibly tricky because there's usually an incredibly long wait list for resources, and a lot of those resources turn out to be incredibly expensive. So here's what I've done. I was able to find an autism clinic, so a lot of my support team does come from the clinic, which has been incredible and super helpful. I have people like my therapist, my doctor, my psychiatrist on my team. I have a caseworker. I was able to find a roommate, and she's fantastic, who has worked with autistic people before, so she has an idea of how to help with my support needs. But a big part of my support team has been trying to create a network of people who are willing and able to help with certain things. This is super helpful because I can have a list of people that I can contact if I'm needing help with a very specific task. These can be things like taxes, needing an advocate at doctor's appointments, help filling out paperwork. Autism specialists and me are constantly working on expanding my network for this section of my support team for multiple reasons. Having a large group of people who can help with different things can help prevent the support team from getting burnt out as fast, which is quite common. So that can be super helpful. Also, people's situations in life changes a lot, and they're like, well, I cannot be a part of your support team anymore. And I'm like, okay, and then I have to find someone else who can help. The support teams can take years to put together, and they can be a lot of work to maintain. But I hope this was helpful.
I'm going to be talking about some of my opinions on the different auditory sensory aids that are out there, because I've seen lots of different opinions on them. So I'm going to start off with the one that has the most controversial, lots of positive and lots of negative stuff, and it's the loop earplugs. I have the Experience earplugs in silver, and personally I don't think they fulfill their advertisement thing. I don't find these muffle the noise enough to not overwhelm you, and I can't really hear conversations very clearly. I think these are actually worse than noise cancelling headphones in terms of that kind of thing. Got these ones thinking it was a good option for discreetness if I was out with people, but I still get questions from people when I'm out saying what's in your ear. So people notice that I'm wearing them, and they don't really do the job that I brought them for. So I don't wear these very often. In terms of like the best noise reduction, I quite like just the regular ear defenders. I have these two are like, I think both £10 on Amazon. I wear these ones all around the house, especially like in the mornings when I'm more sensitive to like sensory input. These are great. They're as far as ear defenders go, they are quite comfortable. I can wear these for hours and not have like a substantially achy head, but they're also kind of loose, so they might fall off a bit easier than others do. If I'm in public and I really don't want to be overwhelmed, these ones are good because they like fit in my bag quite well, and I think they go a bit better with my outfits. They aren't quite so like bulky, so they are a bit slimmer and I can put my hood up with them, but they're not as comfortable, so I can't wear them for as long. The most comfortable one that I have is obviously the noise cancelling headphones. I feel like because you pay more than you would do with ear defenders, you sort of would expect them to be comfier. These ones I got from Sennheiser a couple of years ago, and then I got them like with this discount from uni days, so they were only like £80, which compared to other brands is quite cheap. So, and for the price I paid for them, they're like pretty good. If like music is important, which it is to me, I spend most of my day listening to music, the music sounds pretty good from these. I'm very happy. I think these sound better than my Apple like wired headphones, and they're obviously much comfier than the Apple ones. But in terms of just having them on with the noise cancelling feature, they don't really cancel out much noise at all, and you can hear the beeping of the noise cancelling device, and I find that noise very irritating. So yeah, I like to wear these in public because they're the stylish option, but I don't really like listening to music in public because I think it adds to my sensory overwhelm, the music and the ambient noise. But these are my favourite. They're like my child. I love them so much. Yeah.
Well, you don't know me, but I know you.
I'm about to explain how it feels to get diagnosed with autism as an adult. Let's go. Here we go. I would like to diagnose you with autism, but I have a gift. Okay, I guess that's exciting that I have autism, but cool, I get a gift. What is it? I have a stack of books that I would like you to read because I feel like it would be very, very beneficial for you to read these books. I give it to all my patients. Okay. This one's for kids. This one's for white women. This one's for white men. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't think I'll be able to relate to any of these books. You have something better. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Maybe try a therapist. There's not really too many therapists who look like you or who know too much about what's going on between your trauma and your autism, but good luck on finding some. What? I just had a therapist and you told me to get rid of him because you feel like I need someone who can actually relate to me, but you're also telling me that it's not going to be too many people out there who actually relate to me, and because I'm African American, and because I also have autism and PTSD and all these different things that I'm probably not going to find a therapist. What? Actually, yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. Oh, one more thing. There are different support groups that you can join. I have one for young professionals in San Francisco. I don't think that's going to work. I'm looking through this site and I just feel like I won't necessarily fit in a sense. Anything else? Any more resources you can give me? Because you're kind of just leaving me in a blank spot. You told me I have autism and all these other things, and you told me I have more than that, and you're not giving me the correct resources that I actually need. You see where I'm going here? Oh, yeah, that's all the resources I have. This is the end of our time. You probably won't be able to reach me. If you have any questions, just reread your diagnosis. And if you want an official copy of your diagnosis for any other purpose, you can contact Kaiser. Thank you and have a wonderful life.
I've just finished reading A Kind of Spark, and I had to jump on here straight away to tell you guys how much I loved it. It took me about 2 hours to read. I absolutely devoured it, not because it usually takes me that long to read. I speed read it because it was so good. It's a book about an autistic girl called Addie, who discovers that there was witch trials in her hometown and realizes that there are similarities between how people treat her in the classroom, about her teachers and her peers, to how the witches were treated. One thing I absolutely loved was the older sister Keedy. She's also autistic, and Addie and Keedy kind of share knowledge about their autism with each other throughout their lives, and it's just lovely to see. It reminds me of us all here on TikTok and how we share knowledge as well. We're currently on the way to see my cousin Lily. It's their book and their recommendation, but I think we're going to keep it because Mum, you're going to read it as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
just because what I loved about the book is it was a really accurate representation of some of the sensory issues and conflicts and being othered by people. And it's a really nice way to share that with the people around you. Sometimes when people are like, how can I help? How can I make you feel more comfortable? You're at a loss of words to how that can happen. The book does a really good job of making you realise that if someone does something that's strange or weird to you, it isn't wrong necessarily, and that a little bit more understanding would go a long way. I can't wait to watch the TV series tonight when I get home. And better yet, I heard there is a sequel coming called Kidi.
I'm not autistic, nor am I on any mental health spectrums, and I'm also not on drugs.
Hey, it's my first day at this new job and I'm really excited to start. Thank you so much for hiring me. Oh my god, you were one of the best interviewees we've ever had. We're so excited you're here. We're basically just like one big happy family that you get to be a part of now. That is so nice to hear. Thank you so much. Whoa, stop. What are you doing? I'm putting the things away like you asked me to. Okay, but corporate doesn't want it done like that. You're doing it completely wrong. Okay, can you show me how to do it then? Nobody ever explained it to me. Hello, may I take your order? Yeah, could I please get a... I'm sorry, what was that? Could I please get a... I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What did you want? A cheeseburger with no pickle. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me put that in for you. Okay, they wanted a cheeseburger with... Wait, did you guys want pickles or not? I said no pickles. Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. Dude, why are you just rocking back and forth? We're in the middle of dinner rush. Sorry, it's just really loud in here and it's really hard for me to focus. Dude, all she's been doing all evening has been rocking back and forth like that. It's so weird. Dude, stop. Why are you doing it like that? I'm putting the things away the way you taught me how to. Are you Amelia Bedelia? Why can't you just follow directions? Hey boss, I'm feeling really sick today and I'm not going to be able to come into work. I'm sorry. You've been sick for like a week. What is going on? I know. I don't know what's wrong. Ring ring. Hello? Hey, you've been sick for a very long time. Are you ever going to come back to work? Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to come back. I'm sorry. Why? What happened? It just wasn't the right fit for me. I'm going to have to find something else.
So if I had to describe what autism feels like to a non-autistic person, there's a few ways that I would try to. Now, it's so hard to put something into words that there just aren't words for. It's almost like trying to describe the color yellow. Like, you can't describe something that is subjective and relative to someone's own experience. But here's my best try at it. One, and I think this might be one of the most difficult things for me, is it feels like my senses are always at a heightened state. Like, imagine when you are feeling overloaded, when things are really loud, when stuff stinks, when things are just too bright, when textures feel... Ugh. Now multiply that by 100. And then there's days where you multiply that by 1,000. Even sometimes, like, I don't know, 100,000, where I literally feel like my body's going to shut down because my brain is so overloaded. And another aspect of it is, it's like, I was dropped here on planet Earth, but I didn't get the handbook for how to socialize. Like, I guess that comes normal for a lot of people, but for me, it's like, I can mask the best that I can to try to get a conversation going, which, one, leads me to feeling completely drained for weeks afterwards, and two, just feels super inauthentic, and three, it's just based on my own perception of my entire life of what other people do. And lastly, another way that I would describe it is I take everything in. I see the tiny, minute details of everything. And I honestly think that this is both a blessing and a curse, because I notice the littlest of little things. I notice the little tiny spiders on the sidewalks. I notice the patterns in the leaves. I notice the clouds, which, by the way, clouds are one of my special interests. I love weather. But then also, because of this, it leads me to start overthinking every single detail about every single thing, which then leads me down this spiral. So while there's no one clear way that I would describe how it feels to be autistic, these are just some things that hopefully neurotypical people can try to understand and try to relate, and just try to see that us autistic people, we're humans too. We just have a different brain, and sometimes the way that society is built makes things a little bit more difficult for us.
My therapist just mentioned that I seemed to downplay all of my achievements and all of the good things going on in my life, and that really caught me off guard because for the majority of my life, I've been told the exact opposite. I've always been told that when I talk about myself, it comes off as really braggy and it rubs people the wrong way. And this is definitely autism related. I speak very bluntly and very truthfully, and so if I'm good at something, I'm going to say, oh yeah, like I'm really good at this thing when I'm talking about it because it's just a truthful statement. But I've been told that it really rubs people the wrong way, and neurotypical people don't like when you speak truthfully about yourself because it's seen as bragging. And so I guess somewhere along the way, I just got really self-conscious about it and didn't know how to like form my words to talk about myself in a way that didn't come off as braggy. So I guess now I just absolutely downplay everything in my life because I'm just so scared of being perceived as bragging. And I tried to explain to my therapist, like, no, I understand what awesome achievements I have in my life. Like, I'm not downplaying it in my own head. Like, I know how great I am. I don't know how to talk about it because I'm either accused of being like really braggy or now I guess I'm just downplaying everything. Like I don't know the correct words to talk about myself in like a way that is socially acceptable, especially when people ask, what am I supposed to say?